Today's video is sponsored by Thrive Market.
Do you love to cook? Or maybe not so much, and you're thinking about living in an RV, or maybe you already do, or you're thinking about traveling extensively in an RV and you're not sure how to stock your RV kitchen for success. Today I'm going to share 10 things that I have in my kitchen that have made cooking a pleasure, and also it's just made my RV life and eating a lot easier. I'm going to share these 10 things in my kitchen that have made my life easier while we cook one of my favorite healthy, whole food, plant-based meals together from one of my favorite cookbooks. So let's get started. That sound like fun?
There ain't nobody gonna do it for you. Got to find your own.
While it can be really hard to stay healthy on the road, especially the snacking, long drives, the convenience stores, the fast food, so I find it really helpful to stock up on healthy snacks, and Thrive Market makes that really easy. They carry all of my favorite healthy, vegan, gluten-free snacks. These are my new favorites. And they can be hard to find, and Thrive Market had them. So in addition to having healthy snacks, all of the organic things that I love, my staples like coconut milk, my fire roasted canned tomatoes, especially when I'm traveling, I want canned tomatoes, super easy. Just open a can and I can make something really quick with them. Look at my pumpkin seeds were available, organic and sprouted. Coconut oil, Kalamata olives, and even my vitamins, which can be really hard to find. Unlike a lot of those other companies out there that don't care about the planet, don't really care about their customers or humanity, Thrive Market is on a mission to make it easier to live a healthy and sustainable lifestyle. They also make sure every single item they source is an ethical company, and even their shipping. You get updates regularly while your stuff is en route telling you that it's a carbon neutral shipping option. This is a company that really cares. And Thrive Market makes it really easy to live a healthier, more sustainable diet because they've got more than 1,000 products that will fit any dietary restriction you might have. Non-GMO, vegan, gluten-free, keto. So I was really impressed, and I am now a customer for sure of Thrive Market. That means I can get my favorite stuff shipped to me anywhere I am on the road. So maybe you have been struggling with your health because those bad for you options are just so readily handy. You can subscribe to Thrive Market so that you always have the healthier options on hand. And you can start today by using the link in the video description below or visiting thrivemarket.com/CarolynsRVLIFE. You have to click that link only. You're going to get 30% off your first order plus a free gift up to $60. You're able to choose your free gift. I chose chocolate, vegan chocolate. Look at that. So go ahead, click the link in the video description below and save 30% and start eating healthier and having the peace of mind that you are shopping with a company that cares. All right, let's start cooking something. You can tell I cook this a lot because the page is a mess. So this has a surprising ingredient. When I first read the ingredients of this, I was like, there's no way that's going to be good. But it is amazing. Soul-soothing African peanut stew. So, yum. You know what? This isn't on my list of 10 things, but this is one of my favorite plant-based cookbooks, and I use a lot of the recipes in this on a regular basis. It's called Oh, She Glows, and yeah, you know what? I'll put links to everything in the video description below, too, if you want to check them out, but yeah, Oh, She Glows. So we're going to make soul-soothing African peanut stew. And let me tell you about two of my favorite RV kitchen must-haves. Cast iron, for one. I love my cast iron pans. They're really easy to clean. You don't really need to clean them much at all. You're not even really supposed to use soap on them. And they retain the heat. So, I don't know. Seems to me like I might use less propane because they kind of cook in the pot once they're heated up. And this is a beautiful old-fashioned Dutch oven I got from my ex-mother-in-law, and I love this, but I have a couple cast iron, but that's number one on my list for stocking an RV kitchen is a really nice cast iron set. I use this all the time for my protein pancakes and other things, and I use this. I'm not sure if I'm using it today. And also, this pot, which was a gift from one of you, Bobby, years ago. It's actually a pressure cooker, but the insides all fell apart and everything, and I was afraid of it. I'd never used a pressure cooker before, and it kind of scared me. And now it's just my go-to soup pot. And yeah, it's pretty stained. Well, shoot. It calls for jalapeno and bell pepper, and I used my bell pepper the other day, not even thinking, so I'm not going to have all the ingredients, but let me show you one of the other hacks. So I use tension rods in my refrigerator when I'm traveling so that my stuff doesn't fall out of my refrigerator. Of course, I also use them in my cabinets, but tension rods, these things are a lifesaver. Otherwise, you might end up with a concussion, things falling out of your head, falling on your head out of the cupboards. Yeah. So I'm gonna slice up an onion and some garlic. And one of my other must-haves in my RV kitchen are these in my silverware drawer. So these narrow plastic containers keep my flatware, my knives and forks and spoons separate from my big knives, my chopping knives. So that's a number 3, I think, on my list. So it takes a whole onion, a couple cloves of garlic. I'm bummed that I don't have any jalapeno. Here's another hack. I have all kinds of hacks, actually way more than on my list. But this is a protein powder container that I cut the mouth off of where the lid screws on. And then I put bags from stuff that I buy, food, and I put that in there for all of my food garbage. And I have been in unpopulated areas where nobody is going to see it. I have been spreading my food garbage out for critters, even though at first I was totally against that because I was afraid that animals might get habituated if we all start doing it. But the key is to only do it where a lot of people aren't doing it. And then it's just like a treat for the wildlife. They are going to get a nice treat and they're not going to get habituated because once I leave, I don't know when somebody's going to be here again. So I only do it in places that don't get a lot of human activity. Because the other thing is humans don't want to stumble upon someone else's garbage. The key is to only do it in places, like, don't go to quartzsite and do it, in the middle of quartzsite. Don't go where there's a lot of other people because, number one, you don't want to get the animals habituated. Number two, nobody wants to see your garbage. The places I have done it, I notice even here in the desert, the stuff is gone. Sometimes overnight. Sadie catches enough mice and kangaroo rats out here that I know those are out here. And I figure also if I throw my food far away from my RV, they're going to leave my RV alone, right? So, that's kind of helpful too. Alright, so just mincing up the garlic. I love garlic. Do you love garlic? Who doesn't? Is there anybody out there who does not like garlic? If so, you're weird. I'm just kidding. My infamous pot. that really triggers some people. Seriously, true story. All right, so while that heats up, I will peel my potato. Oh, and I got another RV kitchen thing for you. I don't even know what to call these. They're not hacks. RV kitchen preparedness tools. If you live alone, or even if you're just a couple, there is no reason to have 50 million forks and 50 million spoons. We have limited space in here, right? I actually started out with 2 of each. 2 forks, that way don't have to wash it every time. You know, it's nice to have 2, or if I ever have company, which I hardly ever do. But 2 or 3 of everything. Couple forks, couple spoons, couple big spoons, and that's it. So we kind of have to, especially if you've been living in a house for 20 or 30 or 40 years and you start downsizing. I've noticed people who've been living in houses a long time really accumulate stuff, a lot of stuff. And it's going to be hard to kind of pare down. But think about it. If you're on the road alone, do you really need more than 2 forks? No. And if you lose one, go to Goodwill and get another one. So that's another of my kitchen tricks, tips and tricks for a successful RV kitchen. That's what I'm going to call it. And I'm using avocado oil. Avocado oil is a high heat oil, so I'm using that now. I don't know. All right, I'm going to let that heat up a little bit. Peel my potato. I love sweet potatoes. Anybody else? It's like one of my favorite foods. Sweet potatoes are one of my favorite foods. So good. Another one of my favorite foods. A lot of my favorite foods actually are in this stew. Sweet potatoes, garbanzo beans, and another secret ingredient that I'll show you when we get there. So good. So good. It's a beautiful day out. All right. Time to empty my little thing. It says high heat, but it still smokes. I like to put the onions in first. Because garlic will burn a lot faster, so I like to heat up the onions first. Ooh, that was really hot. And you want to hear my fan? It needs to be cleaned. It used to be that I could let it run for a while and it would stop doing that, but it doesn't anymore. I'll turn on my other one. All right, and while we're at it, RV kitchen success trick number whatever are plastic bins. So I have everything in bins, and I even have, I don't remember where this box came from, but this heavy duty box for all my spices, because the previous owner built a nice little shelf in here. So everything up here is in bins. Bins, my plates, and that's the other thing. I only have like 2 or 3 plates because I live alone. I've got a couple bowls. I have a lot of bowls because I bought some a while ago. I bought these nice wheat. They feel like plastic. They look like plastic, but they're made out of wheat grass, so they're sustainable. Look how nice they are. And they came like 12 in a box. So I keep 3 up here, and I keep the rest in storage under one of my benches. But yeah, those plastic bins and anything else that might fit up here. I have this little wooden thing that I've had forever. I brought with me, so my vitamins go in that. Nice. All right. And if I had the pepper and jalapeno, it would go in, but I don't. All right, what's next? Add the sweet potato and juices. All right, so I've got my Thrive Market. I'm going to use the fire roasted. And I have to cut up my sweet potato, half-inch pieces. I probably should have done that before. I never cut these right. Are these half an inch? Oh, it smells so good. I'm getting so hungry. All right. Add the bell pepper, sweet potato, and tomatoes. Raise the heat to medium-high and simmer for 5 minutes. Season the vegetables. All right. Whoa. Oh, those fire-roasted tomatoes look so good. Look at that. Delicious. Delicious. It called for a medium sweet potato, and this was pretty big, so I didn't use it all. Nice. Thing is, people think that it's time consuming and it's really hard to cook healthy whole foods, and it's not. It's not. And I know, like, hardcore whole foods people probably wouldn't even use canned beans or canned tomatoes, and I have been cooking with fresh tomatoes more instead of canned tomatoes, and it is quite nice. Actually, I can throw them in, and it adds a little moisture when I need it. So, oh, my next tip for a successful RV kitchen, stainless steel bowls. These are one of the best purchases I ever made for my RV life. They're mixing bowls, and this is a set, this is a set, this one, and there's one even bigger, and then this one I bought separately. But here's why these are great, especially if you're a boondocker. They are so easy to clean. Even if stuff gets stuck on them, little bit of water, not a lot, and they're really easy to clean, and they don't break. So that's my next tip for a successful RV kitchen, are stainless steel bowls. Yeah. I can't find my pepper. Where's my pepper? There it is. Isn't that pretty? Fresh ground pepper is so much better than black pepper already ground. Alright, they want 4 cups of vegetable broth. I already put a little in, not a lot. I'm going to do 4 cups. 1, and wait till you see why it needs to be separate. 2, almost 3. Yay! I don't have to go digging for it. Ready for the secret ingredient? Now, there are tomatoes in here, so you would think the secret ingredient isn't going to be very good, but it's freaking amazing. Many of you probably made this. You already know what it is. Peanut butter. Yeah. So, 1/3 cup of peanut butter. And yeah, you might notice my drawer is looking a little it's seen better days. I've had to glue it back together a couple of times. Yeah. All right, that's 1/3 of a cup. I should have left it out. I meant to leave it out so it would mix up easier, because now it's cold. I put it in the fridge though because this is what I give Sadie her pill with, and if it's in the refrigerator it's a little harder, so I can just wrap it around the pill and roll it in a ball and she doesn't even know. Also, this is just the jar. I'm making my own peanut butter now with fresh peanuts. I make my own in big batches. It's a little bit cheaper and it tastes really good. Let me see what else is on my list while I whisk this up. This is going to take a minute. Yeah. Oh, I should have left it out. Or I could put it in a blender. Oh, I should have done that. I should have put it in my NutriBullet. Oh, actually, there we go. All right. All right. Now the fun begins. I love spices. Do you like spices? When I cook for my mom, I can't put anything in it. Nothing. Like, not even cumin. All right. And this calls for not a lot of garlic. Do you know, are you like that? You just can't, you don't like any spice. She can't handle it because she's got stomach problems. But one and a half teaspoons of chili powder. Uh-oh. I hope I have chili powder. I do. 1.5 teaspoons of chili powder. Quarter teaspoon of cayenne, which I could put a little bit more in, probably even, since I don't have the jalapeno. You know what? Maybe I will. Different flavor though. And then, oh, that's it. Vegetable broth, chili powder, cayenne, and that's it. Look at that. All right, I'm gonna follow the recipe. Otherwise, I would put cumin in it, but I'm gonna follow the recipe. Oh, look at that. It smells so good. But yeah, as I was saying, it's really easy and cheap. All right. To eat healthy. Really easy and cheap to eat healthy. I mean, especially if you don't use canned, but these Thrive tomatoes were really cheap, were really inexpensive. You can, instead of using canned beans, you can use your own from dried. I am doing that more. So, until no clumps, stir the mixture into the vegetables. Oh, I was only supposed to mix the peanut butter with 1 cup of broth. I don't read directions very well. Cover the pan and reduce the heat. Simmer for 10 to 20 minutes. That's it. We're done. The last step is to put the beans in and some kale. They say kale or spinach, and I have some really beautiful Jacinto kale. Look at that. If you don't like kale, a lot of people like Jacinto because it doesn't have that bitter of the curly green kale. I like them both, but I'm going to put this. This is what I have in my broth. Let's see what's on my list. Oh, if you live in an RV or you travel all the time in an RV, you never know what water you're getting. And so this is something new that I've just added. It's the Cactoily water tester. So super easy. You just stick this in your water and you can test instantly for a bunch of different things, bacteria and viruses and minerals and solid waste and all kinds of things. So I'm going to put a link. This is an affiliate. I'll put a link in the video description so that you can check it out for yourself. A lot of people bought this from the review that I did, and I'll also put a video. But yeah, I'm enjoying now being able to test my water, especially because sometimes I have to get my water next to the dump station. I know, that's gross. Actually, in fact, when I filled up last time, I had to fill up next to the dump station. And, you know, you just never know what people do. So it's nice to be able to test my water when I fill up next to the dump station just to make sure it doesn't have any bacteria in it. So that's another addition to my RV kitchen. Oh, it's beautiful. It smells so good. They want me to cover it. So I will cover it with my griddle. Oh yeah, I forgot the coolest thing. So my kitchen is old, as you can tell. Every time I cook, people comment on it. And I could tear it out and get a completely brand new one, but why? It works. One thing that I did do, though, is anybody who has this RV kitchen knows that you have a double, well, this old one especially, you have a double sink. You have the tiny one on this side, unfortunately. I wish it was the bigger one. And then you have the bigger sink on the other side, and you have this block of Formica to cover the bigger side for extra counter space. Well, my Formica is old. It started to rot. It started to separate. It started to swell. It was really gross, and I was trying a bunch of different things here in this space to be able to cover it up to get rid of the Formica. I finally found custom cut cutting boards. This is a custom cut. I sent in my measurements and I got the corners and everything. I did have to trim it a little bit more because it swelled. So you just think about that. It fit perfectly, but then I ended up having to bang it in after a while. So my mom's partner cut it for me when I was there last time. And I think Edie cut it for me the first time. So I had to cut it again because it does swell. But yeah, and look, it fits in here perfectly. And so it's a bamboo cutting board. So not only is it more counter space, but I actually have an extra cutting board here to cover this up. I'll put a link to that company. They were great to work with. Sent in my measurements and I got my custom cutting board in a week, maybe 2. And I don't even remember custom cutting boards. Maybe .com, I'm not sure, but yeah, really cool, right? So that is, if you need to replace that ugly Formica or whatever, if you need anything to cover half of your sink, you can get a custom cut cutting board. How cool is that? Let's check on my soup. Cover the pan and reduce the heat to medium-low, simmer for 10 to 20 minutes, and then stir in the chickpeas and the spinach. Or the kale. All right. So, what are some of your things in your RV kitchen that you absolutely can't live without, that you want to tell everybody about? Leave it in the comments below and help other people. They can read the comments and they can learn from you as well as me. That's always good. All right. And it never fails. There we go. Did I get it? No? Yep, there we go. You know, I'm not going to save this, but you can. Maybe I will. You can. I've never had any luck. This aquafaba is the latest and greatest invention. You're supposed to be able to make whipped cream out of it and all kinds of things. I've tried several times and it's never worked. It's never creamy enough. I don't know. Not a fan. Not a fan. But then again, I probably don't have the right equipment. I think oftentimes it calls for powdered sugar, which I don't have. All right. Those are ready to go. Cutting up your greens, super small, especially kale, like confetti, and putting it in soups or anything, salads. It's a great way to get your greens and you don't even know it's there. I got one more thing to show you that a lot of you have actually asked me about. I did a video a couple years ago when I remodeled my kitchen. And I've been getting a lot of questions from people who maybe missed that video. And what? Seriously? And these, aren't these beautiful? This just changed my kitchen. It makes it so much prettier. It's got so much personality. But yes, these are peel and stick tiles. You can see I didn't finish. I get really excited about things and then I don't finish them. But, you know, I have a little bit more work to do up there. But they were really easy to do, and they've been on almost 2 years now. And I have a couple that are kind of coming off in the back on the corner, but it just goes right back on and it's not going anywhere. So 2 years they've been up. The other thing I did, if you watch that video, is I put liner on my countertop, a green contact thing, sticky. Do not recommend. Do not do it, because it's multiple layers. The top layer, which is the colored layer, started peeling off, but there is a plastic layer underneath. So when I decided to take it all off because it was peeling and looking gross, I had this, I still have it over here, this awful plastic layer that's almost impossible to get off. I have used goo remover, I've scraped it, I've sanded it, I've gotten most of it off. I have one section left right here. You can see that. That's the last section I have. And then I'm going to paint it, I think. I don't know. My kitchen is old. It's a mess. But like I said, it still works. So why spend the money and why buy new and put this in a landfill when it works? All right. Oh my God, it smells so good. You can smell the peanut butter. Amazing. All right. GoPro, start recording. God damn it. Really? Ugh, that's a tiny SD card. So I think this is the perfect place to take a break to announce the winners of the post viewing of the live stream on Christmas Day. So if you watch the live stream, you'll know that I reserved some prizes for people who couldn't be there live, for people who watched it in replay, and now it is time to announce those winners. But first, I have a handful of calendars left for 2025. Yep, just a handful. I think we're down to 10 maybe. So if you want a calendar, go ahead and click the link in the video description below. You're going to get some GPS coordinates this year. You're going to get a playlist of all the videos of the places represented in the calendar, and they're just $21.99 including shipping in the US and $25.99 internationally. So hurry up, place your order. There aren't going to be any sales or anything this year, so if you want one, get it now. Okay, let's get to the winners. I was going to say, let's get to the winners. All right, the winner of the calendar in the post live stream replay is Carla Ballantine. Oh, let me say also, if you're a winner, you have 7 days to notify me at CarolynsRVLIFE@gmail. That is the only way you can claim your prize. You have a week from today, so that's midnight next Sunday, January 12th at midnight Pacific time, to email me and claim your prize. And here is what you need to do. Winner calendar in the subject line. Winner calendar in the subject line. You need to, in the body of the email, give me your full name, your address, and your phone number, your shipping address. I need both a USPS address and a UPS address. So I need a place to send stuff that might come by mail and it might come by UPS. All right, number 1, the calendar was Carla Ballantine. Number 2, the pewter ornament is Erica Coach or 7 Moons. The ceramic ornament is One Day Closer. And the Be Happy, Be Free, Be Kind coffee cup is Shawnee Cisneros. So congratulations to all the winner. And The ornaments especially. If you want a pewter ornament, put pewter ornament. Ceramic, put ceramic. Congratulations. Email me to claim your prize. I am going to be in town in the next few days, so the sooner you email me, the sooner I'm going to mail it out. Everybody who won on Christmas Day, I'm shipping your stuff out tomorrow. All right, let's get back to the video. Congratulations, and thanks for playing along. So good. So I'm throwing in the rest of the kale. When you're using the curly green kale, it's best to take the stalks out, but it's a lot easier because the leaves are bigger. But I didn't take the stalks out of this, but they can be a little tough and a little bitter, but yeah. All right, we're almost done. Oh my gosh, this smells so good. Oh, look at this. See how easy it is to make delicious and healthy food in your RV when you have all the right gear. So I hope you found this helpful, and let me know if you try this soup. I can't believe how good that is. If I do say so. Oh, you guys need to make this. Huge thank you to Thrive Market for sponsoring today's video. Don't forget to click the link in the video description below or visit thrivemarket.com/CarolynsRVLIFE to get 30% off your first order plus a bonus gift worth up to $60.